Hi, my name is Lucy Jones. I am course leader for MA Architecture here at UCA Canterbury. MA Architecture is a year-long research course. It is a course that runs from September to September, and it's split into 3 different projects. So the first project is a sort of a mechanism for getting students to dive straight in there with a design and straight in there exploring kind of building scale. So MA Architecture, you have that engagement in particular with that kind of building scale, but the design outcomes are sort of over the year grow in scale to be something that by the end of the year you're building sort of inhabitable installations potentially. So the first project, which is exploratory practice, enables you to try lots of different ways of making. And when we say making, we don't just mean physical making, we mean digital making as well. In the second semester, you start to look at more precise ways of making, your own individual research process starts to emerge because you've taken that suite of skills that you've experimented with in the first semester and started to think, well, actually, I like this one, this suits me. Or maybe it's something that you've brought to the university from your previous studies that you think, actually, I can use this new set of skills to develop something I've been thinking about for several years. And then in the third semester, that's when your sort of making skills really are kind of fully fledged. You're working towards that final research outcome, that final made outcome that accumulates in a big piece for the final show, which is a sort of school-wide show in with the MA Fine Art, the MA Curatorial Practice and the MA Interior Design. MA Architecture, unlike the MArch, is a year-long research degree. So it is an opportunity for you to develop your own specialism. You learn to situate your research and your making work within sort of the wider world of research practice and making practice that's happening in the UK and also internationally. The advantages really are sort of bound up with the school itself and the teaching staff that we have here. What's great is we can take people from lots and lots of different backgrounds, and then we are encouraging their own particular journey through the school. So that's what's really super important here, is we sort of facilitate and sort of match up students with staff which would sort of match their specialism that they've been sort of developing. A student should study MA Architecture at UCA because it is a great place to come and live, a great place to come and study. It's got lots of fantastic facilities. There's the architecture school facilities in terms of studio spaces. There's really good crit spaces. The crit spaces are also the common spaces, so everyone gets to see each other's work and what everyone's getting up to, which is quite exciting. There's laser cutting and 3D printing, and also the track lab in the school, School of Architecture. And then in the wider art school, there's lots and lots of more practical facilities such as welding, woodworking workshops. And then Canterbury is a wonderful facility. It's a really good place. It's got lots and lots of things to do. It's a really big student town. It's got a fantastic ratio of students. Whatever route a student takes, the portfolios over the semesters that the students produce, and that alongside the thesis and the report that's a written requirement, we think that's a really, really great package to go on to some really, really fun and exciting things which don't have to be in the sort of professional architect world. It's a lot about opening up that world into lots of different ways of thinking about the built environment. You do really have that freedom, and we're here to sort of support that journey, but it really is all about you generating that work and that attitude and that understanding. The MA Architecture, people come from lots of different backgrounds, many different countries, but we have students from all sorts of degree backgrounds. A typical MA Architecture student, so we're looking for students that want to take risks, who want to try lots of new things, who have some really good work behind them, but lots and lots of work in front of them as well, and a real sort of hunger to learn and hunger to sort of break down all those barriers between sort of interdisciplinary study.